All right, so we're back. All right, so essentially, the most important thing and the thing that you're going to start to realize is that you've got to be like a rocket. You've got to blast off from staring into the sun and turn your head this way and then occasionally that way. It's basically just pushing the pineal gland out when in front of the sun. Eventually, you'll be able to do it without the sun present, and eventually, you'll be able to look at the sun floating in your pineal gland space, looking at you, and you'll be able to do it that way too. So he hits the glass of this womb shape that we're in, and his light body is on top of his flesh, which is actually still light. And that's why you see that. That would be like the dead form. Even in that form, he's still condensed light. But then there's a light body that forms, and that's what we can't see. So he forms on top, and he kind of looks like a muffin man. Have you seen the Muffin Man? Is that that's where that comes from? And then you've got the emojis, the smiley face, all of these different expressions. Sunday morning, Teletubbies. So yeah, they're telling you that the sun is conscious, but you can't see it unless you raise your signal up, like the witches do. So their signal is high, but they're not staring into the sun. They're getting someone's giving them a leg up, and we already know who that is. So with that being said, what we've got to do is we've got to raise our signal up, and it takes a long time to get there, but it is worth it because you don't have anybody telling you what to do after that, and then you're free. And the only people that have suggestions for you are the people who are going to guide you to success. So you can't lose then. So the main thing that everybody should be doing, and is what I do every day, is sun gaze as much as possible, like it's going out of style or something, is what I do. So what happens is when you finally start getting the ability to get up here, it comes natural. Don't worry about it. Just keep sun gazing. Keep prying the eyes open. You'll feel your pineal gland start to raise up just like that, and push up against the calcification, which creates the cracks. So that's pretty much what you're seeing. And this is obviously a rendition of Cat in the Hat, and then you've got the Magic Mickey over here, and that's pretty much what happens. You raise it up, and then you keep doing it so much, eventually it stays up there, and then that is the official 3.5 third dimensional and a half perception into the fourth dimension. Because when you get in there, you realize you can do anything in the fourth dimension, the fourth dimensional love frequency, and they keep them under mind control so they don't do things that are right. They do things that are based off of the wishes of their master, and it still gives them the power to do magic. And that's it. Pretty simple. We raise our signal up. You don't have to climb the ranks of tyrants, of tyrannous, nefarious organizations. You don't have to do anything. You just got to sun gaze, and eventually he's going to come out and start telling you what to do. And now he tells me to put my fist up because I had these DNA activated bumps. Sorry, there's a little. I'm using color pencils, but you can see, and they swell up and they swell and they inflate. Like they're more forming. Pretty interesting. They form all along there, and it's kind of like a watch. It bands around the arm. So yeah, eventually he's gonna start telling you to do all kinds of stuff. Put your fist up. Let me hit that DNA. All kind of stuff. He's gonna tell you to do. So just keep sun gazing every day. Be patient. Pry the eyes open. The more longer hours you spend doing it, the more you go against the grain of all your poisons that keep you down. And what you're gonna notice is that when you're able to get up there, you're gonna be turning your head, and then you're gonna rise up. And it's hard to get up to like this, but eventually you're gonna get up here. And this is where I'm at. And what happens is the clouds burst out of the way, and they push out of the way, and that's how you can tell you're up there because you're pushing it yourself, like you're up there, and your signal is really high. But the thing is when you come down, it's like, oh, fuck, and then after that you get an aftershock. Sure. So that's what I had to go through for months. I had to go through that for like 2 months, and now I can get up here without it hurting me like that because you get these cracks in your pineal gland. And the first few you get, you gotta lay down. You can't do it, and then the next few you get after like months of doing it, you'll say, "Oh, now I can still stand up. I don't need to go sit down somewhere." And then you're like, "Oh, crack. Let's keep going." See what I'm saying? Now you're ready to keep pushing, and it just takes baby steps. You just gotta keep going. Don't worry about all the time that it takes to get there. because it's going to pass anyways. The time is just going to pass, and there's no sense in worrying about it. Now, right here, you're seeing at the horizon line, you always see that white line everywhere. In this case, you're going to see it at the tree line there. It's white. And that's where, look at the doodle. Wow. And his chin, smiling. There's some big ones back there. I'm going to go back there and say hi to these guys. They're very chummy today. All right, anyways, that white horizon line is due to an ice ring that's going flat this way, reflecting up on the dome, 360. So that's how you can tell you're under a dome. And for anybody that doesn't get where's the dome and how do we see it. Another thing, when your fourth dimensional thing comes out and you can see the doodles and everything, this thing is like a rock, right? That's what it is. It's like a dome, crystal silica dome. Whenever you pop this out, this turns into the Truman Show dome, and it looks like it's fake, like a sound stage, because it's got a light body on top of it. And this one has a light body on top, and you got a light body that comes out on top of you. And these trees here, I can see them because of their light bodies. See, he's got those little bridge eyes that are looking this way, and he's smiling down there. And here's another one, 2 slit eyes with a nose. They're all really happy. So, and then when you step back, you can see another one here, making up the whole mass, facing this way, carouseling off of this one, which also has an expression looking up that way. So there's so many different dimensions, but the light bodies is what's showing it to me. So I'm getting more into Cool World. That is, in short, your signal raises up, and the light bodies will start to show up, and they start to move on top of the contours of these entities in here, including these guys on the windowsill. They have light bodies on top of them. Everything in here has a light body. The way you can tell is if you hold it up to yourself and you sit and you stare at it, you'll see an outline appear on the outside of it. And that is what makes telekinesis possible. That's what makes them alive. That is the electrical signatures that I'm seeing pronouncedly. That is what they say, oh, no, that's just pareidolia. That is what you're seeing. And the electrical signature driving over the contours is what gives us the impression of seeing anything in general. Otherwise, you would just be seeing a bush there. You wouldn't see anything. But as you can see, as you keep staring at it, you're only peering in to the fourth dimensional entity. See, he's got pits there. He's got a smile there. He's got a bottom lip there. He's got a nose pronounced there. He's got a chin there. He's got a cleft in the chin. See that he's becoming more pronounced the more we sit and look at him. And he's got a smirk on his face going up like that. He's like, huh. So a lot of times these entities, they see that you're talking about them and they start to, express themselves and move like that. And they're like, oh, you talking to me? Oh, hey, huh? And that's what it is, man, is these things are totally conscious in here. All right, so to explain, as you go up, you'll start to see a fixed image of them, okay? Now, this is for the people that don't understand that strawberry video I did about Holly's Doodles. All right, so the electrical signature, like I showed you on the lighter, is going to pick a set of contours to express itself. And then if I go walking in this way, this one's going to pop out. And this is where you're going. And these mouths, they have so many different contours within the leaves. They can form open mouths, closed mouths, a big gaping smile like that it can form. It can do any facial expression. In an animated real-time setting, all you have to do is raise your signal. So you go from normal, boom, I can see Holly's Doodles. Freeze frame, this is a chakra alignment. That has nothing to do with that. But just say if these were levels going up. Boom, now I can see Holly's Doodles. Boom, now I can see my maker. Man, that's why the trees are alive. Man, that's amazing. Boom, now I understand how things are going. Bam, man, I see how, oh my gosh, I can observe. Wow, we're really inside of a dome, and I feel like I'm really kind of looking into this place, and I can kind of observe and piece together what this place looks like and how it works, and then eventually you just make it to the end. So by the time you're kind of up in here, you're a 5G survivor. So you just got to keep sun gazing and go for this. Work your butt off to get here. Pry the eyes open, turn the head around, side to side, but don't be discouraged if you don't get this. Just survive. Because if you survive, you beat their whole game. They can only harvest the area. They can't even snatch you unless you put your blood on a contract. They can't even come snatch you out of your house. They can't kill you with your cell phone. They got to harvest the territory when it's time for them to do it. Okay, so in short, all we're doing is raising our antenna. The mojo is the full alignment going up, starting from the root chakra to the sacral chakra and the top and everything else in a line going all the way up. Now, the reason why people are so concerned about the chakras is because you don't have them. They are in a light body simulated world that is within this dome in another dimensional space, and they are living their life, and you have not seen them. You don't use your chakras. People think they're using their chakras. That is ridiculous. People are not using their chakras. Astral traveling, all that stuff. It's an immense sensory experience when you're doing it within your calcification. When you break out, you're going to be flying. You're going to be doing interdimensional travel, all kinds of stuff. So it's all of this stuff about all of this program allowed believing that we have something because we've got, dreadlocks, for instance. You got to get them antennas. You're not using those antennas. People aren't using anything, and they think they've got something. So to raise the signal and raise the mojo up is to use the antennas, because that's what you're doing. Your whole body's an antenna. The penis and the vagina is like an antenna, a beacon of sorts. The head is like the hair is an antenna, and everything is all working together to create one strong conduit of an electromagnetic antennic perception, so to speak. So that's pretty much all we're doing, is raising our antenna up. And I turn my head like that while I'm staring at the sun, and I raise up. And the calcification that is new for this day breaks off, and it goes all the way down to what's been there since I was a little kid. And that's what we're working off. So the fasting is not as important, except for the beginning stages. You want to fast to whittle this away. Turpentine whittles it away. Everything whittles it down, allows more light to get in so you can start getting up here. And that's all that's for. But right now, for me, I don't have to fast. I'm literally just getting ready to break out. And it's not a big deal. So I don't need to fast. But for the other people, fasting, shoes with magnets in them induce a consistent electromagnetic impulse into the body that eventually you become used to it. You don't feel it after a while, but it's still happening. And that's the thing, is that it's all helping. And, people will tell you, oh, don't use that. People don't want you to use it because it's a gadget that is helping you progress, and it works. So people say, oh, that's cheating. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'll cheat all day. I'm going to build an orgone accumulator and sit in that motherfucker. Call that cheating. I'm going to laugh at you. I don't care. So it's whatever, man. Just do what you got to do. This is not a game for us to be wallowing in our sorrows over who gets there first because I had a rocket ship and the other guy didn't. Thanks to my rocket ship, I've got to the finish line, and then you're there. See what I'm saying? Don't even worry about the whys and the hows of the meritable, elusive competitiveness over nothing. Just get there. I'm not worried about being the better Superman. I'm sharing this information so everybody can do this. See what I'm saying? I want everybody to have this, and you can tell. And this is what I'm working for free up front. I tell people this stuff. I draw this stuff in full detail for free up front to show people what this is. This is my main job, is to teach people how to get this. This is what I really care about. And everything else, you ain't gonna care about it. When you start doing this kind of stuff, you're gonna be like, what is that stuff? And you might need that other stuff to get you in a place where you can focus on this more, which is understandable. But this is my main gig here, to just show y'all how to do this. Everything else is just kind of like whatever. But I can care less about elusive money and acceptance for value and all that stuff. I could care less about it. I could care less about teaching it for free because I hate it. I find it very boring. If you look at the cover of a law book, ask yourself if you want to go any further. Exactly. Wah, 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 cookie boredom. See what I'm saying? I hate that stuff. That stuff's stupid. It's lame. The only thing that's exciting about it is watching people finally win after they take the time to sit and talk to you, because you can't just give them a simple answer. So when they finally start winning, then you're just like, wow, that's great, they won. but I still hate law. Moving on. You see what I'm saying? But this is the main thing we all got to do to get out of the matrix, to have a new future, to have whatever kind of world we want to live in at our oyster, in our fingertips, which she provided for us. All we got to do is go after it. So it's very simple. Turn the head, and then you can do a yes formation. It sends light into the pineal gland, and it beams like a magnifying glass onto an ant. And that beam is concentrated. So you're literally an absorber, of a condenser of electromagnetics and light and super condensation of light, man. You know how fucking painful that would be if somebody could stick their finger on the opposite side of your eyeball and feel that heat coming in? It would like burn their fingers off. You are like a super being. So all of that turpentine stuff is just fear. They're like, don't do that. Put that in your eyes. You're gonna. You are a super being, man. Their eyes are made to. You have a magnifying lens in your eye that sends this light in, condenses it down like a beam, and saws away at your pineal gland casing, like a magnifying glass would do onto an ant, destroying it. And then it comes oozing out of your eyeballs. Can you imagine how powerful you are to be able to absorb sun like that? And a reptilian would go outside and melt in this shit into mush. So yeah, there's a lot of pictures being painted in here. Motherfuckers acting like they're just so invincible and all this stuff. And it's probably true to a degree. But we are the superheroes. We are the ones that are bulletproof. We are the ones that smash through tanks and shit and throw shit. And she's got to groom us. You know what I mean? When you get here, you're going to meet her. And she's going to sit you down and be like, look, man, you can't fucking throw cars. You might hit a kid. You know, Mr. Cheese will tell you the same thing. She'll tell you also, don't kill the Masons. They're brainwashed. They don't know what they're doing. They're completely insane. I have been nurturing mental patients. And when they see me in the midnight hour, they rejoice and they, thank you. And then they start acting crazy and eating babies. And then she leaves and then they start crying and shit. So I'm just saying, it's like she is nurturing mental patients who are more insane than her own kid is. That's what's really going on with the divine feminine. She's doing everything the way it needs to happen. And we don't need to worry about anything. She says, you don't worry about a thing. You're doing fine. And by the way, the pleasure's mine. And I was just like, very interesting. Yeah, it was something that was happening at the time. But anyways, yeah, everything is going to happen by chance. All these doodles happen by chance. They grow by chance. We throw blankets into a corner. They form by chance. We don't have anything to worry about. The only thing that we needed to be worried about is realizing that the normal reality was a hoax and that we were living in a perfect world. And it's true. And we're with the right somebody now. And now that we're with this somebody, everything's going to be perfect now. Aces in the hole constantly. There's no way we can lose. This is Grim Nasty, TV, over and out. Keep sun gazing, because you're on your way there, and it doesn't matter how long it takes, because the time passes anyway. A lot of us will go through these stages, different stages where we'll become frustrated with people because they're just brainwashed. Just try to be patient with them because they're just as bad as you are. You used to be just like them. I keep telling myself, I used to be just like them. And I say, man, I'm a fool. I need to go outside and get some more sun. And I learned compassion through that because your heart chakra, it's got to catch up with your head because your head is like Charlie Gordon. It's like, oh, now I'm flowers for Algernon. Man, all these retarded people around here everywhere. It just annoys you. And you can't do nothing about it other than to keep expanding. And that's what we're going to do. Keep expanding, expand your horizons, expand your spirit. I love all y'all. We're going to survive this. We're going to survive. If you're doing this, you're going to survive. If you're sun gazing, you are going to survive. You are killing nanotech by an electrical condensed beam that is going in there and it's super hot and it's burning up this nanotech, man, like a damn magnifying lens, like onto an ant. There is no nanotech in a body. It scans the whole body like ding, done. You feel the charge. When you're charged up, you feel all that chi flowing through you. You have no nanos inside of you at that point. They just burn up. So you got to do it. I suggest people watch Morgellon videos. Morgellons inside of bugs. People have worms squirming through their bodies, seeping into their bones. A lot of the rock stars sing about it. You got to burn it up by sun gazing. So I want everybody to know that I care about y'all very much. If I act rude sometimes, it's only because I want people to see that there's something bad going on in here. And that's it. It's not time for selfies and stuff like that. I don't feel like I really need to do much more than what I'm doing now. So it is what it is. Appreciate y'all watching. And onward we go through the fog. Because when we get awake, we stay awake.